Welcome to week 6 Cinemagraphs and animated GIFs. So here is a video clip of a waterfall and I composited or added a butterfly still image to it. So let me hit spacebar. All right, so the butterfly should be flying, but it's not. It's standing still while the water is moving. So that kind of contrast in motion, that difference between kind of still and moving, captures people's attention and is kind of eye-catching, confusion causing, because it kind of makes people think for a second, like, wait, what is that? So at least that's what it makes me think. So that's one example, and here I'm going to hit spacebar to play the champagne glass. All right, so again, the motion, the still is it looks like champagne's being poured, or it looks like it's a still photo, but then in the bottom here is motion, right? So one more time. So so we have motion in this zone and no motion in the rest of the image. And we do that with a layer mask. So these are pretty easy to do, and there's a ton of examples on the web. If you search Cinemagraphs, you can watch these for days. I got the idea to do this from watching one Cinemagraph for a beer being poured, but I thought let's do it with sparkling wine. So let's get the files downloaded on our desktop and learn how to do this. Here are the exported GIFs. Photoshop lets you export GIFs, but it's an older way to export. So you could also go to the web and just get an MP4 and convert it to a GIF on the web. But we got Photoshop to do it. So all right, so download the waterfall video. I got these from Adobe stock. Hit the download button and hit this download button. Go back. Get the butterfly from Google Images and hit the download button. And the sparkling wine video from Adobe stock. I used Shutterstock last year when I taught this class, but Adobe stock gives you HD videos, where Shutterstock gives you like a smaller video resolution. So all right, so one to my desktop, keep it. Two, just drag it. Two, drag it. And three. Okay, I did the butterfly first, so the waterfall. So I'm going to go to Photoshop and make a new 1080p. I guess we should look at our video files too in Finder, or control click get info. So on my desktop I got a bunch of stuff, but this one has the word copy on it. So if I go to this one, the champagne video is 1920 by 1080, which is HD, but the other one is not exactly right. This one is 2160 by 1080. So you could just open this one, but I'm going to create a new Photoshop document that's 1920 by 1080. That's file, new. You can go to film and video, HD, and usually you make a black background, make sure pixels are squares, and I'll call this week 6 waterfall live, and let's create the timeline and make a new track or new video group, and then add media. I'm clicking the little down pointed arrow, and then add the waterfall, and and it comes in good. So I guess you could reposition the horizontal. I'm not going to mess with it, but you could try to. I wouldn't mess with it. So, all right, so we got that in. Let's get the butterfly in on top. So new video group, and then add media, and get the butterfly. And this image is 1300 by 1007. So pretty big. I think we have to scale it down, right? So so while we're looking at it, let's get rid of the background. Just hit remove background. And I'm not going to make this about masking, but it does a pretty good job, right? You get the little antenna, and there's not much white around the edge. So good job, Photoshop. There's some watermarks on there, but when we scale it, it'll look fine. So so I still got it selected. I'm going to hit Command T and then drag it. Hold Shift while I drag. Otherwise, whoop, actually, because the proportions are constrained with that link, I'm not distorting it, so I don't need to hold Shift, but I made it about this big. I don't know, something like that, so the wing can kind of go over. That fits in the... All right, so hit Enter or check up here to apply your transformation. And this video is like a minute long, so we don't need that much video. So I'm going to trim the video, the waterfall, down to match the duration of the butterfly. And I'm going to zoom way in, right? So I can kind of, it's easier to work when you get these little names or labels. All right, and so the trick is if I hit spacebar, it plays for 5 seconds. And if I were to loop it, there would be a glitch, right? Right when it goes from here back to the beginning, there might be a glitch. So what we want to do is we want to make a seamless loop. And to do that, you select, I got the move tool active, I'm clicking on the video clip, and then somewhere in the middle, you want to hit the scissors, which cuts it into 2. So we got copy and copy 2, right? Copy and copy 2. And then you got to be a little careful, but you want to drag copy 2. Whoop. So you want to click off on the background to deselect, and then click to just get copy 2 and drag it to the beginning until you see a little kind of black space placeholder that says when you drop it there, it's going to go to the beginning. Okay, and now we can focus on this edit point, or this looping end point, the end to beginning, and we can bring in a transition of crossfade, and it shortens the video a little, and you can edit this if you want to make it a little quicker, a little slower, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna trim this down, the video, so they snap into place, and make sure that my background, which I don't really need even. So now when I hit spacebar, you don't even notice it. So so we're looking good. Let's get an animated GIF on our desktop. So I'm going to save it. I think I already got it saved, but Command S in case it crashes. So okay, and then File, Export, Save for Web Legacy. Command Shift Option S. This used to be the way we did every save. So you can see it's struggling. One time I got an error message. It said I ran out of memory. So you have to. So I changed from full HD to 50% HD, or 540 pixels wide. So I don't know if what, there we go. Okay, so maybe my computer's getting a little old, but so right now it's going to make a 78 megabyte GIF, and my settings, you basically want as many colors as possible, and to make sure that the looping option is set to forever, I'm going to drop down the quality or image size to 50%, and then if you click off, or it reanalyzes the image, and it's going to drop down from a 78 megabyte image, which is kind of large. Like if someone pulls up a website, they have to wait for that 80 megabyte file to load, which right? It gives you an estimate of, but everyone has faster connections than this, right? So now it's like almost 10 megabytes, and that should load pretty quick. So don't hit done, you hit save, and then specify a location where you can find it, desktop, and hit save. Hope the beach ball doesn't crash. Hope you don't get, I got a out of memory or not enough memory, but it looks like it worked. So let's see if I can just move this a little and find it. No, that'd be too easy. Okay, so minimize and close. So here it is, and I think the easiest way is just to drag it onto the browser. All right, so there. You don't even notice the transition that happens a few seconds in. Spacebar, can't stop it. All right, so a few seconds in, right, 2 seconds in is where the transition happens, and you can't tell. So it looks great. I'm happy. Let's see how it looks in a reply. Let me upload. Let me hit reply. See if I get an error message. So upload image, because we're not working with a video this time. And I should have week 6 waterfall live. Submit. So you can get something other than a butterfly if you want to try, I don't know, a unicorn, alien, something that flies, a dragon, bird. Okay, so now the content is being uploaded. Okay, upload it. There we go. Post. Nope. Oh, I did it upload twice. Post. Okay. Looks good. Let's do the champagne glass. So I think I just dragged it onto Photoshop. And it's HD, so we're fine. And I wanted a still image, so I just left the playhead at the beginning. You know, you could create a still if you think the wine looks better. It's pretty still. I'm just looking at like how this changes. So I'm going to leave my playhead at the beginning. I'm going to do Command A to select all, which puts the marching ants around the image. And I'm going to do, I think I just did Command C and Command V. Yeah, edit, copy, edit, paste. So right, edit, copy, then edit, paste. And I need this on a new video group or new track or new layers. So right now my still image is in video group 1. I'm going to drag it up into video group 2. And then I can't see it, so I got to zoom out. And I got to move it to the beginning. Man, it should be easier. Okay, so maybe create that video group 2 first. Right, if I would have created new video group and then done Command V, it would have pasted it right there, but that would have been too easy. So let's get our mask. Okay, so now that we're working on still image, I can get the quick select tool, and I can use left or right bracket to adjust my brush size, and I want to select I think the layer is not targeted or bracketed, so Photoshop doesn't know what to do. So Command Z, get the brackets around layer 2, make sure it's white and highlighted, lit up. Now Photoshop says, okay, when you click, I'm going to start trying to make a selection. That's fine, looking good. So maybe spacebar, command to kind of zoom in on this area over here. I ended up having to come back. It does a good job, but if you go too close, so it's pretty good there. Start selecting some of the image or logo bug watermark. So then because it went too far out into the black, you have to hold Option to toggle to this remove from selection, and hold Option down and then click so it goes back a little. Okay, it might not be. Okay, so then I want to invert the selection because I want to have everything be still in the background and have the motion appear inside. So I'm going to select inverse and then add a layer mask down here in the bottom right. All right, so now let's see. So now when I hit spacebar, the bubbles, there's no image, so black conceals, so there's no still image, which lets the motion below be visible. All right, and so you can kind of see, let's do Command 0 to fit it in window and put the playhead at the beginning. So you can see a couple like lines here where it's kind of obvious there's a little problem. So I went and got my brush tool, and I guess the defaults are white foreground and black background, so you can hit the double pointed arrow to swap them because you want to paint with black at a high hardness, like 100% or 90%. And you want to come in and just where the tip of your brush is, I guess I could spacebar command to zoom in, and I can click on those little spots that should have motion. It's a little more apparent right in the middle where it's like, but so that just added a little bit of black. If you go too far, right, you could like paint too far and get it like, I'm not even going to do that, but you can paint with white if your mask needs to go in the other direction. So if I wanted to swap and start adding some of the bubbles back, I could paint with white. Or just be happy with the layer mask you have. So let me go to Command 0, 100%, hit spacebar, looks pretty good. There's a little, when I start at the beginning, it's like the pour is starting, and there's a lot of kind of contrast between the bubbles, and the bubbles get kind of so that they're everywhere. So that, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to get rid or trim some of the beginning off of the clip so I don't have that big splash. Okay, and then I'm going to trim it down all the way, or almost all the way. And I'm going to zoom way in so I get the little words, layer 1, layer 2, the text. Hit the playhead get the playhead in the beginning somewhere, and get the playhead in the middle of the motion clip, and then scissor, cut it, split the clip, then make copy go in front of layer 1. Oops, did mistake again. Click on the background to deselect. Click on one, then drag it so you get the little black. This is where you're going to drop it. Then add the crossfade. And then trim the end so it snaps. And then check out how you did. All right, there's a little bit of a, let's export it and see how it looks. And I'm watching for like at 2.5 seconds how it looks. You could make this a little shorter if you want it to be maybe less noticeable, but it's fine. Okay, so, or I guess not less noticeable, but happen quicker. Okay, so save file, save as, Photoshop document, call this like week 7 sparkling, week 6 sparkling live desktop. Okay, enter. And then save for web. File, export. %, goes from 18 megabytes. Okay, well, I guess it's trying to. There we go, to 5. And save. Desktop, GIF. And find it. And drag it onto the browser. Yeah, this one has a little, it's a little more noticeable, huh? I wonder where, and there's a little bit of a shift too. So I wonder what I did. I guess I cut off, I could make it even, let's see where that happens. So here's at the the beginning has like is not very good. And then it's everywhere. And then it's everywhere. But I guess too, there's like a shift. So this edge here starts to shift. Maybe like there's a light that's moving in the background or something's moving. So I could maybe trim this a little and try it one more time so that, and I could make this even shorter so that there's less noticeable of an edge shift. Maybe too, because my still image. Yeah. So it's not perfect, but that's the idea. Let's see. I mean, I could go even shorter. And then I still need that crossfade though. So this is just like 2 seconds. No. It's all right. Just have fun with it, and we can try to perfect it in class, but just heads up, those are some kind of things you want to check, that looping, and make sure there's no shifting or that the image is still. But pretty cool what you can do with masking motion, still images, and creating cinemagraphs. So hope you learned something and enjoyed that, and I look forward to helping you do it in class.